Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ. Not Serapis Christos, not Yeshua, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shai. So got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether concepted or not. In a sincere salutation to all the octane, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four ends of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Outwalk who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from GMS Orlando Camp coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another daily edification, Lord willing, this be edified. And I title this lesson, America and Prophecy, the power of the fourth beast. So it was a book. Apostle Hart did a lesson some years ago, and he brought out a book. It's titled America and Prophecy. And when it was some years ago, he mentioned the book in a lesson he did, and I ordered the book. So in this book, it's titled America and Prophecy. Now, this is the book. It's titled America and Prophecy. And it was written by a Job 9 and 24 by the name of E.G. White, right? Now, on the first page in this book, it say, I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. There's no other kingdom on the earth that ruled the Babylon Empire, the Babylonian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire. Now, one of these nations made fire come down from heaven, right, in the sight of men. So what kingdom did this? It say, and he doeth great wonders, so that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, right? So, what kingdom on earth made fire come down out of the skies, out of the heavens, man? There's only one kingdom that did this, and it's who? None other than Babylon the Great, man, right? North America. So, this book is fire. I haven't read the whole book, but Apostle Hart mentioned this book some years ago, and I ordered the book. Okay, America in Prophecy. Now, let's deal with this fourth beast. This is about the fourth beast. So, I'm going to start here in 2nd Ezra 11. So, this is 2nd Ezra, chapter 11, and verse 39. And it reads, Are not thou it that remaineth of the fourth beast, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? Who? Who is the them? Which people don't understand. The them is talking about these Babylonians, these mystery Babylon, man. Babylon the Great. Okay? These new Babylonians. It say, are not that it that remains of the fourth beast? When you go to Daniel chapter 7, it mentions four beasts, right? Babylonian Empire, the Medo and Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, and the Roman Empire, right? It say, are not that it that remaineth of the fourth beast that remaineth? Listen, it say, are not that it that remaineth of the fourth beast, Who came out of the fourth beast? North America came out of Rome, right? It said, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times may come through them. Second Ezra 6:9 say Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So it say that the end of their times may come through them, and the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, meaning the Roman Empire, right? You had the Babylonian Empire, which the Medo and Persians conquered Babylon, right? Then you had the Greek Empire that conquered the Medo and Persian Empire, right? And show you how cold the scriptures is. What happened to the Greek Empire? When you go to Daniel 8, right, it tell you about how the he goat came against um um the rough goat, right? So what happened to the Greek Empire? Why does it just mention Alexander the Greek, but it doesn't tell you about the Greek Empire? The Bible goes into the Babylonian Empire, it goes into the Medo and Persian Empire, right? When you read in Ezra in the Bible, Ezra, when you read in Nehemiah, what it talks about Zerubbabel and the chief father of Israel rebuilding the walls in the temple, right? Well, that was in the Medo and Persian Empire. The time of Yahushua, he was in the Roman Empire. So you got the Bible talks about three empires. Well, where is the empire of the Greeks, which is full of the four empires? Why doesn't this Bible mention the whole empire of the Greeks? Well, it did. It was taken out in the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is about the whole Greek Empire, man. But they took that out. Why? Because that was the beginning rulership of Esau Edom, man. You see? Let's read this again. Second Ezra 11:39. Are not thou it that remainest of the fourth beast? Who is this that remaineth of the fourth beast? It's talking about North America, man. Whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times may come through them. See? Of who? Of North America, man. Goes into the Job 9:24 as a whole, but North America, man. It say, and the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, which is in Daniel 7, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. Rome, the Roman Empire, ruled, right? From the Greek Empire to the Roman Empire, they took over everything, right? Well, they wasn't on this side of the world, man. Well, guess what? North America, Babylon the Great, controls every country, man, through its what? Draconian measures, its draconian laws, its philosophies, right? Its democracy, right? North America controls the planet, man. It say, and overcame the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression, and so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. See, these elites, they ruled the world from North America, man. It say, for the earth, it say, for the earth has thou not judged with truth, for thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, as it say in Psalms 50, right? It said what? He consented with liars when you read in Psalms 50. As a matter of fact, let me read that just to make the point. This is Psalms 50 in verse 18. It say, when thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him and hast been partakers with adulterers, right? So going back to 2nd Ezra 11, it reads, it say, for thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and has cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm, which is what? The Roman Empire, Titus and Vespasians, when they came against the Israelites, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi in 70 AD. It say, therefore is thy wrongful dealings come up unto the highest. That's in Revelation 18, right? Jeremiah 51, when it say their sins have reached into heaven. It say, meaning the wickedness of this place, because North America is the worst planet, is the worst country on the planet, man. Where you can anything goes here, man. Anything. When you leave North America and you go to these other countries, you get put to death for being a transformer, man. They'll put you to death, man. Right? Anything goes here in Babylon the Great, man. It say, therefore, as thy wrongful dealings come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. That's Obadiah 1 and 3, right? The pride of thy heart have deceived thee. Verse 44 reads, the highest also have looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. Right? Jeremiah 51. Their sins have reached into heaven. Same thing as in Revelation 18. And therefore appear no more thy eagle, right? Nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, right? Them 7 heads, 10 horns, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed. It say all the earth. When you read Isaiah 14, what it say? The kings of the earth rejoice, even the trees, when these devils go down, right? That's why I tell you in Daniel 2 that the seed of the wicked shall mingle with the seeds of men, but they shall not cleave one to another. Why? Because the Lord gave them a different spirit, man, than the seeds of men, the son of men. The son of the wicked. Hey, these devils is just that, man, wicked. It's a nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. So all the other nations are going to rejoice when these devils go down. So let's deal with this, right? Because it's talking about the fourth beast. Are not thy it that remaineth of the fourth beast, talking about North America, Babylon the Great. This is Daniel chapter 7. And I'm reading about the fourth beast. And if you in the know, you know what it's dealing with. This is talking about Babylon the Great, North America. This is Daniel 7. I'm going to start at verse 7. It reads, and this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, which was Babylon, Medo-Persian Empire, and Greeks. Right? It's a from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns, which is the EU nations, right? So you had the 10 horns, which are European Union, right? So it was the 10 horns at that time was Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Greece, Ireland, England, West Germany, Netherlands, right? Those were the 10 horns. But now it's 27 states, it's 27 countries, which I said 27 horns as I wrote it down. That's joined to the 10 horns, right? It's not 10 anymore, it's 27. So it's a verse 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, right? Those 3 horns that was plucked up was Spanish, French, and the British, right? It say, I considered the horns, and beheld there came up among them another little horn, right? Well, that was that war between North America. You had North America, you had the Spanish, French, and the British, right? They was fighting over who's going to colonize Babylon the Great, right? So you had those 3 horns that were plucked up by who? By these Job 9 and 24s, which they were fighting against their own brothers, the Spanish, the French, and the British, all Job 9 and 24s, man. Show you how when you read in Mark 3 and in Luke 11 and 27, tell you how the Satan divided against himself, right? They can't stand. Show you how these devils been fighting amongst themselves against themselves from the beginning, man. Right? When you go to Alexander the Great, what happened when he died? His 4 generals, man. They was fighting against each other. Who was going to take the greatest portion of Alexander's spoils, man? Show you these devils is not on one accord, man. So I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. Man, destroyed them, man. When you pull something up by the roots, that's annihilation, right? And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things, which is what it in Revelations 13 and 5, how they spoke blasphemy. It's also in Ezekiel 35. How these devils spoke blasphemy against Yahweh, blasphemy Yahweh Shai, against the heavens, right? The angels, the Israelites, everything about truth. These devils is total opposite of everything, man. It's a so jumping down to verse 19, it say, then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, because that's what this is about, man. This is about the fourth beast, man. Nothing else matters now but this prophecy about the fourth beast, man. It say, then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass. That's why I tell you, in I read in 2 let me say, no more thy hurtful claws, right? These devils is wicked, man. It say, which devour, break in pieces, and stamp the residue with his feet, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the others which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things. That's why I see in Revelation 13, he had 2 horns like a lamb, but spake as a dragon, right? It say, whose look was more stout than his fellows. This is verse 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break in pieces. Right? Let me get this. It says shall tread it down the whole earth, man. Listen to this. This is Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 6. It reads, for lo, I raised up the Chaldeans, that bitter, that's what America means, bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful, just as it said in Daniel 7 about the fourth beast. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards, and more fierce than the evening wolves, and their horsemen shall spread themselves. What happened to the Roman Empire? They spread themselves too thin, right? They had to pay all these soldiers. They kept adding clay to their money, their denarii, right? And their horsemen shall spread themselves, just like North America, have over 800 military bases around the world, right? That's why you got these veterans now that have made it back home, and they treat them like trash, man, right? The money, the economy, the economic system, the monetary system is collapsing here, man, just like the Roman Empire. And their horsemen shall let's say, and their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteneth to eat. What it said in 2 Ezra 11? It's talking about the eagle. They shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. Who? So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. And also the rest of the heathens, man. It tell you in what the Habakkuk 2 that he heaped them to himself, all people, man. Right? Because this devil was given dominion to rule by the sword. It say, and they shall scoff at the kings, Israelites, and the princes, Israelites, shall be a scorn unto them, and the heathen other kings of the earth, right? They got them in derision too. It say, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it. You see, that's why I tell you what is that James 5 and 1, right? They have heaped treasures together for the last days, man, because these devils was given power to rule by the sword. Back in Daniel 7 and 24, Daniel 7 and 23, it say, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which is the Roman Empire, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And that little horn that came up and plucked up the 3 horns, that was North America, Babylon the Great being established, man. Now, this is Revelation 17 and verse 1. And it reads, And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication, which is what? The philosophies, the policies, the legislations, their democracy, their draconian measures, man. Verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast. Right? Who? What's the beast? It's talking about EU and NATO. Who is the harlot? North America. It say, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Right? And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Right? Now, when you read in Jeremiah 51, what does it say? Jeremiah 51:8 say, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, right? The greatest kingdom on the planet. It say, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations. Let's say full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And that it's a purple and scarlet color and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. That's why they say North America is the greatest country in the world, right? Uh, whatever you want to be, you can be whatever you want to be here. It say, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? Because that harlot gonna be destroyed. I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which had the 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads is Romans, French, Spanish, Greeks, Germania Major, Germania Minor, and British. Those are 7 heads. It say the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. That's in Revelation 20, right? You tell you how the angel had a great chain in his hand and cast him to the bottomless pit, which is Europe, right? They must come out for a short space, right? And do what? To deceive the world again. It say, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition, and that it say, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the earth, the foundation of the world. Who's wondering after Babylon the Great? Everybody outside this truth, man. Everybody, man. Right? And I put it in the chat about a few minutes ago how they I don't know who did it, but this chick just got this implant, right? Matter of fact, hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. I just put this in the chat. Which Elon Musk been doing this. So it's a brain implant. Let me click on it so I can read it. See, this is those, as I said in Revelation 13 and 14, the means of those miracles. So it seems like miracles, but it ain't, man. It's a this is from sciencealert.com. It's a brain implant gives blind woman artificial Salakia. It's a brain implants gives blind woman artificial vision and scientific first. You see? Brain implants give blind woman artificial vision, man. This is those means of miracles in Revelation 13 and 14 that got people wondering after the beast, right? This new a thing that this guy created, this metaverse, whatever it is, man. These are this is how the devil deceiving Jake, man. So going back to Revelation chapter 17, it say, Salakia. So back in Revelation 17 and verse 12. No, Salakia, hold on. Revelation 17 and 8. And the beast that thou sawest was, and he is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. And here is the mind which have wisdom. The seven heads are seven mountains on which the woman sitteth, and there are seven kings, five are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. Now I said there are seven kings, five are fallen, and one is. When you go into the seven heads, right? You got Greeks, Spanish, French, the Romans, Germana Major, Germana Minor, right? And the British. Now it say five are fallen. So out of the seven, five have fallen. It say five are fallen, and one is. The one that is was the Roman Empire. It's a, and the other is not yet come, right? The other that's going to come is talking about North America, Babylon the Great, right? It's a, but North America, Babylon the Great came out of Great Britain. So listen, it's a, and there are seven kings, five are fallen, and one is, which was the Roman Empire, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. That's talking about Great Britain, right? And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, which is North America, and is of the seventh, because North America come out of Great Britain and go off into perdition. And this talking about them coming out of Caucasus Mountain, out of Europe, right? And deceiving the world. In Revelations 20 and verse 7. It say, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which is EU nations, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast, right? You don't know how long 1 hour is, it doesn't matter, man. But we understand that these 10 kings, the EU nations, have received their power 1 hour with this beast, right? With the beast, right? So that's EU and NATO. You got North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And in NATO, it's um how many it's you got EU, which is it's 27, which is 10 horns. It's 27 now. Then you had the seven heads, and joined to the seven heads now. It's 30 nations, 30 countries joined. So it's 30 heads now, and it's 27 horns. When you go look it up. And altogether at the UN, that's joined in North America, it's 193 countries that's joined in North America. So it say, and the 10 horns thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they, Salakia, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. It tell you in Ezekiel 25 that the Lord gonna raise up. He said he's gonna put his spirit on the elect men of Israel, and they're gonna get busy too, man, with Yahweh Shai and the angels. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, which is well. Babylon the Great, North America. All 18 nations is here in North America, man. All 18 nations are here, man. It's in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. These shall hate the whore. Here go the separation, right? And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's why America in prophecy, man, because North America will be destroyed, man. It say for God have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom to the beast until the words of Yahweh Shema shall be fulfilled. Meaning, when the elect get sealed, this place is going down, man. And as the elect getting sealed now, we see these prophecies playing out, as it said in Revelation 7, how the angels is holding back the four winds, right? So the angel holding back the four winds, what's building up? Pressure, man. There's pressure building up. The destruction is being held until the elect gets sealed. So that's pressure building up, man. And if you keep pressure build up too long, hey, it's gonna burst, man. But that's the power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Verse 18 saying, the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, man. Okay, which reigneth over the kings of the earth, man. That's all four corners of the planet, man. Now, this is Daniel chapter 2 and verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdue all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. Whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. That's why we read these scriptures. Every time we see these devils going against each other all the time. We just had this guy Afachi, and I forgot this other guy name, this other senator was going back and forth with each other. Man, he told me he was lying about the Yabawaki, man. It say but there shall be in it of strength of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Who is it talking about? Because it ain't telling you, it's talking about the seed of the wicked. It said they who the Job 9:24 shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mingled with miry clay. And most of these nations, it's Job 9:24 nations, man. Right? It say, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. So that means this kingdom got to go down. And as I read in 2nd Ezra 11, it said that the end of their times may come through them. Who? The one that's supposed to come that's the eighth, that's of the seventh, man, which is North America, Babylon the Great, which is ruled by the Job 9:24s, man. You can't sit and say that the earth is ruled by the Arabs, right? By Ishmael or Elam or Ham. None of these nations rule the earth, man. They doesn't have dominion over the earth. And that's why Babylon the Great have over 800 military bases around the world, man. Probably got more than that. Who knows? They control the planet, man. So this ain't talking about Ishmael or Elam or Ham. None of these people, man. Okay? It's talking about Edom, man. It say, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom, which will be his son's kingdom on earth. It tell you that in Revelation 5 and 10, that the elect of Israel is going to reign with the Messiah on earth, man, as kings and priests on the earth, man. Revelations 5 and 10. Go and read it. It say, and in these days and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, all the four kingdoms, man, all the way down to the Romans. Now we in Babylon the Great, man. Okay, the revised Roman Empire. It say, and it shall stand forever. So that means America is in prophecy, man. America is in prophecy, man. It's a fire book. What I read, I got to like almost half of the book. Listen, the apostle I mentioned this book years ago, man. This is a fire book, man. And who's writing this book? It's Job 9:24, man. Just like they wrote the Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomites. Who is Esau Edom, man? That's who writing these books, man. Job 9:24. It say, verse 45. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great power have made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. So you had the Babylonian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire. Then you had North America, Babylon the Great, man, the revised Roman Empire. This is all prophecy, man. It don't have to say America. We know what it is, man. You got to, it's through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. As Daniel 12 and 10 say, everybody ain't gonna get it, man. This is and that's why this happened in the news. What happened? What we see? We saw Great Britain, right? We saw the Brexit. What was it about? It was about the EU nations separating, man. Okay, things ain't fully, prophecy ain't fully been fulfilled yet. The elect got to be sealed, and it's gonna be total break, man. Listen, this is Jeremiah chapter 50. The Lord had all this written, man. That's why Romans 15 and 4 said the scripture was written a 4 time ago for our learning, man. And the only one's going to learn this, what it say in Isaiah 29? It say, whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine, man? The Lord going to make whomever he see fit, which is the elect, whomever they are, man, they going to understand that he going to make them get this, man. That's why he say he's going to put us in remembrance, though we once knew this, right? How did you know this? Because you were predestinated to it, man. This is Jeremiah 50 and 12. Your mother, to my North America, your mother shall be sore confounded, she that bear you. Who bear North America? Great Britain, man. What do we see in the news? The Brexit. Great Britain separating from this devil, man, from these devils, man. This is prophecy, man. Jeremiah 50 and 12. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bear you shall be ashamed. Why is Great Britain separating from North America? Because they are ashamed of this place, man. All the wickedness that go on here, man. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land and a desert. Why? Because the Lord is going to draw you out the battle, man. Obadiah 1 and 7 say, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. What's to do what? To fight, man. It says in Joel 2 and 20, the Lord said he will remove from you the northern army into a land barren and desolate, man. Right? So we saw that in the news, man, when this Brexit deal, man. This is Jeremiah 50 and 22. The Lord say this: a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. It's a great destruction, right? The old Babylon was just took over by the Medo and Persian Empire, man. Darius and Cyrus, man. Right? It wasn't burned up. It wasn't destroyed. They took it over. It say a sound of battle was in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? How? The Lord say, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Just like the ancient time, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah. The Lord have opened up his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord, power of the host in the land of the Chaldeans, man. You see, listen, it say, come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses. What? Hey, empty her out, man. Make her, hey, these devils, the other day they testing one of their missiles to show the other nations. Everybody know you got missiles, man. You always had weapons, right? But it doesn't matter, man, because you finna have a multitude of nations to come against you, and you don't got enough in your storehouse for this, man. So it say, open thy storehouses. It said, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. When you go to Iraq right now, there's people living in Iraq, man, which was the ancient Babylon, man. It's inhabited. The Bible say about the prophecy of North America, Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, that great city shall never be inhabited, man. This is Isaiah 14 and 4. It reads, Thus say, it say, that thou should take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, How had the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. So Jeremiah 50 and 23 say, how was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Oh Babylon, right? How, again, it say, and say, How have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Who is the wicked? Who is the wicked? It's the Job 9 and 24th, man. Right? Of course, Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, and his minions was wicked. This is talking about the wicked, man. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger and persecuted, and none hindereth. It say none hindereth because it tell you in Second Ezra 8 and Second Thessalonians 8, it say he who let will not let until he be taken out of the way. Right? It said the whole earth is at rest and is quiet that break forth into singing. This didn't this ain't talking about ancient Babylon, man. It say, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedar of Lebanon. So when Nebuchadnezzar went down by the Medo Persian Empire, the trees wasn't rejoicing because Nebuchadnezzar went down. The trees wasn't rejoicing then, man. That's not talking about that. It say, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. That's another buzzword, another clue. When Nebuchadnezzar went down, you don't think the Medo Persian Empire was still cutting down trees, man? Of course they was, man. Things had to still get built, different type of things, man. So the trees were still getting cut down. It say again, yeah, the fir trees shall rejoice at thee. Oh, see right the Christmas trees, the fir trees, right? So you tell me on the time when the Medo Persian Empire took over Babylon, people still weren't putting trees up? Yeah, they was, man. It say, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no feller, which is a person that cut down trees, is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. What's the hell? The other nations, man. It say it stirreth up the dead for thee, even now, here it is right here. Even now the chief ones of the earth, it have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. That's why I tell you in Revelation 17 that the 10 horns that thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, man. It say, and they who the kings of the earth, and they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? So when you read Joel 3, what the Lord say, be your plowshares and the swords, your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. So now you got these nations telling Babylon the Great, man, China just told them the other week, meet us in the air, man. Right? And I'm watching the video. It said Israel just bombed Iran because Iran bombed Israel. And the video I was just watching a few minutes ago, it said Iran bombed one of the Israeli planes, man, over Syria. So, rumors of wars, man. In all be all is destruction, man. To who? The king of Babylon, man. It say, it's a hell from beneath and move for thee to meet thee at that coming. It stir up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. Revelation 11:18 say, oh, everybody pissed off with this devil, man. Jeremiah 51, right? Everybody is pissed off with these devils, man. It say it have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worms is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee, which is what? Corruption, total corrosion, annihilation, being made desolate, man. This is Jeremiah 51 and 7. It reads, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. You see, and that's why it says in 2nd Ezra 11 that the end of their times may come through them, man, because the world is pissed off with these devils, with their policies and their legislations, their democracy, their philosophies, their draconian measures, man. They is destroying the planet with these things, man. They when they tongue like a sword. We're saying Psalm 94 and 20, right? They frame mischief as a law, man. You see? Um, Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, man. It's these devils, man. Nobody controls the policy. As a matter of fact, this is Daniel chapter 7. Let me get this. This is Daniel 7 in verse 28. It's Daniel 7:25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High and shall wear out the saints. You know how hard it is overtime. Well, it's not hard, but when you think about it, overtime, going in overtime, trying to get Jake to understand this truth, right? And they keep bumping up against you, man. They keep making these. The Lord said they're gonna make their face hard against yours. You know how much work it is over and over. As the apostles always say, repetition is the father's skill, man. Over and over. Over and over and over. You got to keep trying to drill this to Jake. Jake come on the comment board. After he done watched tons of videos, they still come on the comment board and ask the same stupid question, man. That's where we tired, man. You got a slave here. Hey, what we subject to the what is saying Baruch? We are yet this day in captivity, but we are subject to payments, man. Right? As the Lord said in Haggai, we put our money in a bag with holes in it, man. That's wearing us out. And trying to keep drill this to Jake over and over and over. So you hoping and praying that your family members get it. And they don't. It's wearing us out, man. It makes you tired in the mind, man. It pisses you off that Jake. Don't we know it's the Lord? Of course. But just trying to our compassion spirit, trying to get Jake to get it, that's wearing us out, man. Because plantation Christianity is the strongest drug on the planet, man. I don't care what's out there. Fentanyl, cocaine, heroin, I don't care what it is. Plantation Christianity is the strongest drug, man. And you can drill a person over and over, and they just can't get it. And that wears you out, man. It destroys, it would just wear out the mind, man. Trying to go over. Let's say, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. You see, listen, and think to change times and laws. We got to keep adjusting, trying to adjust to these devils' laws. They change laws like draws, man. They change them like draws. All these things is wearing out the saints, man. They keep changing daylight saving. They just talking about the news anymore, talking about Saturday, the time going back, man. These devils, and it's again, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of times, man. You see this? This devil is wearing us out, but it's okay though, because it's the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. Prophecy got to be fulfilled, man. That's why you got to pray to Yahweh Shema Shah to just to keep you in this fight, man, enduring, man. Because these devils is trying to use every avenue to exhaust us out of here, man. They trying their best, man. And on top of being wore out with their laws, changing the times, right? You got to go to the plantation. No, we dealing with GMO foods, contaminated waters, chemtrails. We're dealing with transformers running around everywhere, man. That got equity at laws, man. This place, it just pisses you off, man. And we tired. So understanding how he wearing out the saints, man, on every level, man. These devils is pushing, but it's okay because Yahweh Shah said in Matthew 24 and 22, right? Except, it said no flesh be saved, man. Except he had shortened the days up. So we know these devils is moving more with their policies and laws and legislations because, as it say in Job 20, Job 21 and 20, they run out of time, man. And it said 8 months shall be cut off in the midst. Let me read that. This is Job 21 and 21. It reads, for what pleasure have he in his house after him? That's why I tell you and I love to bring out Ecclesiastes 4 and 16 and say, there is no end of all the people. even of them that come after, right? These people that's been born and knowing now this truth that they got to pay for what their forefathers did, they ain't rejoicing in, hey, they still partying and playing. But when they come to camp, what they say, it wasn't me, it was my forefathers. This guy came 3 camps ago and said, it was the elites. It wasn't me that put y'all in slavery. Yeah, it was you. It was y'all. Yeah. You that's here today that's benefiting from white privileges, right? From generational wealth. It's you. It's a for what pleasure have he in his house after him when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? You see, they're gonna be destroyed. Just hey, it's just like a Jake, and he catch a heart, a person that be walking, singing to himself, and he just catch a heart attack, man. That's how Babylon the Great gonna be destroyed, man. That's how North America in 1 hour, man. So what was I at? Oh, let's go back to this real quick. Isaiah 14 and 11. It reads, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, in the noise of thy vows, the worms is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. And that's why I say in Lamentations 4 and 21, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. You might well rejoice, man, because this is the best you're going to get for you. This is your kingdom. You're destroying it on every level. Hey, rejoice. This is this is how we know that this Babylon the Great that it's talking about was not talking about the ancient Babylon, which is in Iraq right now. That's being inhabited today. You can go to Google and look it up. Go to YouTube. You'll see who in Iraq right now. There's people living over there, man. The Lord say Babylon the Great will not be inhabited ever, man, after it's destroyed in 1 hour. These people done, how long they say they done been over here, what, since what is that? The mid 1300s, 1400s, right? They've been coming over here, and they done built up all this, right? Since about what 1619, allegedly they say, right? They've been building up North America, Babylon the Great, and it's gonna be and for hundreds of years, and it's gonna be destroyed in 1 hour, man. 1 hour, man. And they constantly rebuilding here, filling potholes, bridges falling down. They constantly trying to rebuild. But what do you how about Shema Shah say in Malachi 1? They said build, but I will throw down. You see, there's prophecy playing out, man. These devils, hey, the smallest of prophecy, when you see these devils late night, they got Jake, and it be mostly Jake out there working on the road 2, 3 in the morning, doing asphalt, covering up potholes, redoing the road, little patches of the road here and there. Hey, that's the Lord throwing this place down. They trying to rebuild. He's constantly throwing it down. They rebuilding bridges everywhere. Well, he's constantly destroying it, man. That's prophecy playing out, man. And that's examples of who we know what we dealing with, man. Truth. This is Jeremiah 51, starting at verse 60. Listen to this. It say Jeremiah 51 and 60. So Jeremiah wrote in a book all the evil that shall come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. And Jeremiah said to Sariah, when thou comest to Babylon and shall see and shall read all these words. Listen, man, these men are back today, man. Baruch, Sariah, Isaiah, Jeremiah, they here today, man. That's why Yahushua said in Acts 1 and 6, when the apostles asked him, well, is he about to restore the kingdom of heaven? What Yahushua said, you got to go to the other end of the earth to prophesy, man. Right? Where's that at? This side of the world, man. On this side, man. You see? So Jeremiah said to Sariah, when thou comest to Babylon and shall see and shall read all these words, then shall thou say, O Yahweh, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it. This is not talking about ancient Babylon. You see how we know this? Because when the Medo and Persian Empire took over Babylon, it was inhabited by the Medo and Persians, man. This ain't talking about Babylon, ancient Babylon. It say, then shall thou say, O Yahweh, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but but that it shall be desolate forever. And it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book. Hold on. What's the prophecy? Isaiah 34 say, what? Seek ye out the book of the Lord and read. Not one of these will fail. None shall want her mate. Right? It's the Lord mouth. He have gathered them. Right? To do what? Let's get that. This is prophecy about when you finish reading the end of this. Hey, when it's done, hey, listen, man. Listen. When the famine of the word hit, that's gonna be the end of reading this book, man. Amos 8 and 11. When the famine of the word hit, it's gonna be done. This place will fall, man. This is Isaiah 34 and 16. Seek ye out the book of the Lord Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail, which is what? Prophecy. And the last few prophecies we're waiting on is what? The Quran being made mandatory, right? The MOTB, and World War III, man. Jacob's Trouble. Jacob's Trouble. You got the Quran, Jacob's Trouble, and World War III, man. It say, none shall want her mate, meaning there's no other book on planet Earth you can compare to the Bible. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. To do what? He have cast lots for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line, meaning the land of Israel. They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell there. The point I'm making is the end of the reading this book, the Israelites going back to their promised land, man. Right? To that continuous city that we're looking for. It say, so back in Jeremiah 51, this prophecy is beautiful, man. Because at the end of reading this book, let's read again. Jeremiah 51 and verse 63. And it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of Euphrates. Right? When it's the end of reading this book, what does that mean? Let's get it. This is Revelation 17 and 17. These prophecies, man. Revelation 17 and 17 reads, for power have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give that kingdom to the beast. Until when? Until the words of Yahweh Shema shall be fulfilled. Meaning what? The elect get sealed, man. Revelation 7. When the elect get sealed, that's going to be the end of reading this Bible, man. Because the hopefully elect, whomever they are, which will be the elect in that day, they're going to have it right here, man. They're going to have it right here. So they ain't going to need the book, man. It's going to be done. The elect going to be sealed and destruction coming, man. Back in Jeremiah 51. Let's read this again. Jeremiah 51 and 63. And it shall be, when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of the Euphrates. Listen, man, I gotta keep saying this. When the Bible is done being read, that's gonna be Amos 8 and 11, man. It's gonna be a famine of the word, man. It's gonna be a wrap. And if you ain't got it by then, it's gonna be too late, man. Verse 64. And thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. Now, let's read verse 63 again. And it shall be, when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of the Euphrates. Let's get a precept. Remember, the Lord told Jeremiah told Sariah to bind a stone to the book and cast it into the midst of the fight and in the midst of the Euphrates, right? This Revelation 18 and 21. It reads, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, precept on precept, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all, man. That's a direct precept to Jeremiah 51 and 63, man. This place is going down, man. This is not talking about ancient Babylon, man. This is talking about North America, Babylon the Great, man. If you can't get it, hey, it is what it is, man. Let me get a couple of you brother precepts out of the comment board. Right, I love to bring this out. This is Jeremiah, Yahweh of Judah, Israel. Let me get verse 24. This is Jeremiah 51 and 24. And it reads, and I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all that evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Bashai. Nebuchadnezzar did some wicked things to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, but not what Esau, Edom has done to us, man. There's nothing that can be compared to what Esau, Edom has done to us, man. Nothing, man. They went way worse, way further than what Nebuchadnezzar did, man. This not talking about that, man. It's talking about Hill and Babylon the Great, man. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah. The Lord is showing us the examples that how these devils do us, man. You know about slavery. You know what happened. Jake getting butt broke, Ross getting cut off, right? Eyes getting punched it out, tongues getting cut out. They shoving instruments in your mouth to pry your mouth open to shove garbage down your throat. Jake hanging from trees, right? It's a law on that, man. Jake just laying on the ground for just whatever to eat you, man. Babies being fed to gators. When they came over here to Conquistadors and Spaniards, how they hung up 13 of the North American Indians and the Mexicans at a time, man, and put a fire up on them, man. Took that woman that was pregnant and bashed the baby's heads against the stones, man. It's all the evil that they have done in Zion in our sight, man. You see, hey, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi was in Babylon. The northern kingdom wasn't there, man. The northern kingdom was over here. Well, guess what happened, man? The Lord had the Spaniards and conquistadors to come over here and jack them up too, man. You see? Then what happened? We all caught hell together over here, man. All 12 tribes, man. It say, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith the Lord Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth. This is major precept right here, man. Who's destroying the planet, man? It's not Ammon, it's not Moab, it's not Ham, it's not Ishmael, it's not Elam, man. None of these nations is destroying the planet, man. Who's destroying the entire earth, man? It's only one nation of people that's doing that, man. Behold, I am against thee, O destroyer. This is Jeremiah 51 and 25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain. Mountain mean a kingdom, a government. One, saith the Lord Yahweh, which destroys all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. We know what it's talking about. It said, I will roll thee down from the rocks. What rocks? It said their habitation is what? In Obadiah 1. Their habitation is high, right? Cave dwellers. The word Caucasian go back to cave dweller, man. They love what? High climates, like the mountains. It's talking about one nation of people, man. And roll thee down from the rocks and make thee a burnt mountain. Obadiah 1:18 reads what? Let's read it. See, this is prophecy. You can talk all that trash about the Bible and this and that. Well, you can't go against prophecy, man. Prophecy is plain, man. These are the words Yahweh Shema Shai wrote thousands of years ago, man. And everything, every last one of these words is playing out right now, man. This is Obadiah 1 in verse 18. Let's read this point because it's talking about who? Esau. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us arise up against her in battle. Right? It say, reading the point now. The point was talking about verse 6. Let's read Obadiah 1 and 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? How? Let's get it real quick. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. It reads, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. That's how Esau being searched up and sought out by the spirit of the Lord's mouth. And the spirit of the Lord's mouth is what? His messengers. Amos 3 and 7 says, sure the Lord will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto the servants, the prophets. Right? So the prophecy is saying what? North America gonna be destroyed, man, by intercontinental ballistic missiles. Russia mainly, Iran, China, and every other country that's gonna leave North America and join Russia and shoot missiles over here. That's the prophecy in Ezekiel 38. Russia shall be a guard to other nations, man. Ain't no coincidence that Russia is selling other nations S-300s, man. Missile defense systems, man. Prophecy have to be fulfilled, man. It say, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Who's the working of Satan? Satan has a physical seed on earth, man. Satan has a physical seed on earth, and you can read it in Genesis 3 and 15, man. The Lord say, I'm gonna put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. He was talking to Satan, man. He's gonna put enmity between Satan's seed and the woman's seed, man. And we know women don't got seed. So who is it talking about? If you don't know, you don't know. It's a mystery, man. Okay? As Satan has a physical seed on earth, man, and they carry out his acts. Read again. 2 Thessalonians 2:9. Even him, a man whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. All they do is lie. They was created to be liars. That's why I tell you in Job 13 and 4, they are forges of lies, they are physicians of no value. What do doctors do? If you sick, you got a disease, they give you pills. It don't cure the disease. They help you with the symptom. It doesn't cure the disease. If they cured you from your disease, how they gonna make money off selling pills, man? It's a $1 trillion industry, man. How they gonna make money off pills? So they are forgers of lies. They are physicians of no value. Physician means to falsify, man. They give you pills to help you, to make you think you getting better. You ain't getting better. You getting worse, man. Because they don't make money off you being healed, man. That's why they killed the whole herbs, using herbs and natural remedies, man. Okay? This devil, John D. Rockefeller, when he took over the medical industry, man, they don't want you to be healed because they make trillions and trillions of dollars off us being sick, man. That's why I tell you in Matthew 9 and 12 that Yahweh is our physician and he came for those that's sick. And we are sick, man. This devil is trying to destroy us on every avenue. And that's why they're gonna get a double portion of destruction, man. This is Jeremiah 49 and 12. And it reads, matter of fact, let's read 10 so we know who it's talking about. This is Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare, have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbor, and he is not. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup, meaning the Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian nations, the cup that the Lord gave us, because we sinned against him, he had you devils to go hard on us, right? But you're not going to escape from that, man. For thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, right? And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it, man. Right? Who the Lord talking about? The wicked. This is Psalms 75. Let's read this. This is Psalm 75 and verse 6. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. He put us down and raised you up just to punish us. Verse 8. For in the hand of the Lord Yahweh there is a cup. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on one moment. What did it say in Jeremiah? This is Jeremiah 51 and 8. Let's get this. Because these are key buzzwords. Behold, Jeremiah 51 and 8. Babylon is suddenly false. Salakia. Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. The key word, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Let's go back. Psalms 75 and verse 8. For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture. Now, didn't Babylon make all the other nations drink of this same cup full of mixture, the abominations, the filth? Yeah, it did. We read it in Revelation 17. For in the hand of the Lord Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red. It's talking about the cup of Babylon. It is full of mixture, and he poured out the same, but the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. But I will declare, but I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the power of Jacob. All the horns of the wicked also will I cut off, but the horn of the righteous shall be exalted. You see? So these devils in the church talking about everybody can be saved. Well, the Lord saying the horn of the righteous and the horn of the wicked gonna be cut off. So somebody lying, man, by everybody can be saved, man. That's not in the Bible. The point is you got to drink a cup, man. There's a certain cup you have to drink, right? You got to drink it, man. We had to drink it. In Zechariah 1 and 15, the Lord say, he was but a little displeased, and you helped forth the affliction. You went overboard. When you go back and look at slavery, they went overboard, man. The Lord set up things he set up laws, statute, commandments, how to handle things, man. But this devil did what? Isaiah 24 and 5, he changed the laws, right? He changed the laws. He transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant, man. You see? Therefore, I had to curse. Therefore, I had to curse devoured the earth, man. And who's the curse of the earth? This is Isaiah. Slakia. This is Proverbs 3 and 33. The curse of the Lord Yahweh is in the house of the wicked, but he blessed the habitation of the just. Who is the wicked according to the Bible? That's Malachi 1, man. Right? And let's close with that. This is Malachi 1, because the Lord say he's going to throw these people down, man. And this how you know it's talking about one nation of people, man. Listen. Oh, Malachi 1 and 3. And I hated Esau and lay his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. That means the end all be all is they're going to be destroyed, man. Right? Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished. This when they was in the mountains, right? Put away for 1,000 years, but we will return and build the desolate places. In the mid 1300s, right? They came out of the mountains and started to rebuild, man. Right? This is our history. Go look it up, man. But the precepts back up all the history, man. The Bible backs up every history, man. All histories is right here in these scriptures, man. You just gotta know what to look at. Whereas Edom said we are impoverished, which they were, right? You can read that in Job 30, Job chapter 31 through 8, when they was chasing to the mountains. Okay, it said, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. And they did. They came over here to Babylon the Great, built up all around the world. Is built up of who? Esau, Edom. It say they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them who? Edom, the border of wickedness, and the people. It's talking about all the people of Edom, the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. Indignation means righteous anger, or righteous judgment to destroy you. Oh, I'm gonna close with this. Obadiah 1 and 18. And it reads. See, this is America in prophecy, man. Whether you can accept it or not. Obadiah 1 and 18. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame. It's talking about the northern and southern kingdom. And the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So, like, I got to read this. You see, it's not going to be any remaining in the house of Esau. That's why you got the vocab Malones talking about the Edomites was done away with. You see, because of that verse. No, that's talking about when Yahweh shall return, man. And that's why we have these precepts. This is Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. There is no end of all the people. We can close right there. Anybody that say, oh, the Japhetic people were done away with. Oh, the Edomites, they were done away with. The Elamites, oh, the Lord done away with Israelites. What? What are you talking about? Ecclesiastes 4:16. There is no end of all the people. The Lord always kept a remnant of any nation to start over, man. Okay? To start over, man. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. They ain't gonna rejoice in their forefathers, knowing now what they got to pay for. This way, had the guy come to camp talking about it wasn't me, it was the elites that did it. They the ones that benefit. They the ones that stay in palaces with 100 acres and trillions of dollars. No, it's you too. You just mad because you're not benefiting from that generational gap, that generational wealth. Most of these six-pack Job 924s don't benefit from that generational wealth, man. That Job 924 privilege. They don't benefit from it now. Now you on the bottom with us. Cause you either on the top or you on the bottom. Ain't no in between, man. Just like ain't no gray areas. Well, Yahweh Shema Shah, there's no gray areas with the elites. You either with them on top or you on the bottom, man. Okay? And that's why they pissed off talking about it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I wasn't with them. Yeah, that's you. You are, matter of fact, Salakia, I gotta go. I gotta get it. Isaiah 14:21. It reads, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Who's building cities all over the earth? Who done built cities all around the world? We don't own nothing. The Israelites don't own no cities, right? We don't own no banks. We don't own no car lots. We don't own no Whole Foods or no Walmarts or no Publix. We don't own none of that. So who's building all these condominium plazas, shopping malls, right? Who's building these things? It say, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. We had to pay for the iniquity of our forefathers because we are our forefathers, just as you are your forefathers. You got to pay, man. Galatians 6 and 7 say, whatever you sow, you got to reap, man. That's the Lord, man. The Lord is just balanced, man. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. You ain't gonna own no more lands and cities. You ain't gonna call no more countries after your own name, like Africa named after Amerigo Vespucci, like America, I mean Slovakia, like Africa named after Leo Scipio's Africanus, America named after Amerigo Vespucci. You won't put your landmarks on no other countries ever again, man. After this place is destroyed, after you devils is gone down, you will not rule anymore, man. It say prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their father, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord Yahweh. I will also make it a possession for the bitter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema of hosts. Total annihilation, man. It will be destroyed. Let me get this. This is Jeremiah. This is Job 21. No, this is Job 27 and 13. It reads, this is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors. Who is the number one oppressor on the planet Earth? It's Esau Edom, man. This is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. You see? You see? So, as Ecclesiastes 4:16 say, there is no end of all the people, even that come after him, right? Even that was before him, and those that come after shall not rejoice, because they know They got to go into slavery, man. You got to go into slavery. Matter of fact, I'm gonna close with this. I'm gonna try to get a couple on you, brother precepts. I'm gonna close with this. This is Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, which Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Israel is not the land first, it's a man. And that man had 12 sons who became the Israelites. So he talking about, oh, Israel is the land. No, Israel is our forefather, Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. And he had 12 sons. It say, for the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them. See, Israel was our father Jacob, but it says set them, who the Israelites, in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined unto them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, like we was took to your place. We're going to take you to our place, right? And it say, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they who Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and they shall rule over their oppressors. This is prophecy that's coming, so you might as well get ready, man. Let's close with this. Salakia, I gotta get it. This is Amos chapter 9 in verse 13, and it reads, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper. Who is the plowman? So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Who is the reapers? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Yeah, and all the other heathen nations that's joined to him. Psalm 83, go read it. Yeah, the plowman shall overtake the reaper, man. This is prophecy of North America, Babylon the Great being destroyed, man. Hold on, let me read up. Psalms, this is Amos 9 and verse 11. In that day, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen and close up the breaches thereof. I mean, you can't deceive us with plantation Christianity no more. You can't deceive the Israelites with these false religions of the earth. Will not be, it said the breaches will be closed, man. You can't deceive an Israelite that come into the truth with that madness, man. Not a real diligent, sincere one. You can't deceive us no more. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. That day, who? The Israelites, tabernacle of David, the elect, the 144,000, right? The unknown multitude after. It said that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen. There are 17 heathen nations. The Lord created 18 nations. Okay? You 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are one nation. The other 17 nations, it said that they may possess the remnant of Edom, right? And of all the heathen, which are called by my name, said the Lord Yahweh, that doeth this. That doeth what? Become a spiritual brick to the spiritual temple. If you do this diligently and sincerely, day in and day out, this is for you, man. Start with these men of Israel. It said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper. These things is coming. This prophecy, again, of Babylon the Great being destroyed and us going back into our promised land and it's being cleaned out. And we shall go back to what we was in the beginning, on top, and all the nations under us righteously. And we live in righteous with no GMO foods and no contaminated waters and no transformers running around the earth doing what they want to do, man. Everything back in order, man. Our women back in order as they should be. And the men of Israel standing with integrity and order, man. Let me get a couple of you brother precepts and then I'm gonna close out. It ain't no sense of beating a dead horse. An appointment made. It's overkill. Right. This is Yahweh Judah Israel, Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, that thou hast appointed his bound that he cannot pass. You see? You see? He's gonna be destroyed, man. Let's see. Hey, the water for the precepts too, man. The water. Hey, so yeah, beautiful priest, the water for the precepts. Hey, so Lord willing is edifying. I got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all the Israel, whether concepted or not. In a sincere salutation, tell the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth toward the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waiting on the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Akwa who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. Hey, Lord, willing is edifying. Till next time I say shalom, wa, abba, the water for tuning in. May you how about Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Hey, stay prayed up, man. Stay prayed up. Things are going to get worse, man. Things will get worse, man. Famine of food and water is coming. A famine of the word is coming, man. Stay prayed up. As it says in James 1. And if you lack wisdom, pray to Yahweh Shema shall that they increase you, man. Hey, the water for tuning in. Hey, the water to the occupant. I walk on the comment board. Hey, the water, man. Wa, a bar, a ball.